That does not look good, ladies and gentlemen.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS. You offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
At least there's someone out there. So the ship blew up last night, which is not good. It's hoping to maybe get some supplies and such from it. In the meantime, we're going to check out some life pods here, which we've been picking up on the radio. See if we can find any more survivors, any gear. Also going to need to look into building a base, I think, because we're going to be here at least a week since Sunbeam is out. At least a week, as he said. So that's what we're going to be doing today a bit. I'm going to check out some life pods, start building a base, and we're going to prepare so that we can go check out the Aurora. I mean, it blew up. Doesn't look like it's in good shape. There probably isn't anything salvageable, but we'll never know unless we go there. Been picking up signals from life pods, other survivors. So we're not the only ones who survived the crash, thank goodness. There are other people out there. So far, every life pod we've come across has been empty, but hoping that changes. Starting to get a lot deeper in the shallows. And the deeper you get, the bigger the fish become. Alright, let's see. Doesn't look like anyone's here. The side has just been torn completely off. Or maybe that happened during ejection. There's a PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
See if they left behind any clues for us. Oh, there's a fragment here too. Seamoth fragment. There we go. This is what we're gonna need to traverse the depths of this planet. We're gonna want a submersible. We're not gonna want to go super deep, just swimming. One, because we're not gonna be able to hold our breath, or the air's not gonna last that long. And two, because the creatures will probably get more hostile the deeper we go. We don't want to get eaten. Alright, let's see what these survivors had to say.
Ozzy's log. It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
Well, it sounds like the Aurora was definitely fully stocked, so that just increases the desire to go check it out and see if we can find anything salvageable. such a huge ship. It's such an advanced ship. It's carrying a phase gate. We're gonna have to see if we can figure out what took us down. This looks like a pretty decent spot to build a base. It's not too deep. Oh. It's not too deep, not too shallow. There's a cave system nearby here. Looks like he's feeding. It's feeding time. We're near a cave system which has some good resources here. Right behind this life pod acts as a natural beacon, so we'll be able to find our base. There's also a wreck over there, a big wreck. We'll explore that if we can. See if we can salvage anything. Not gonna build anything elaborate right now. It's just gonna be kind of a starter base. Collected the resources already. We'll see if we can get ourselves a little home going. That way we can store resources. Just feel a little bit more at home here.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
We need power so we can get air. I'm gonna just do a simple array of solar panels for now. It's really our only source of power. We don't have any other blueprints for the bioreactor or nuclear reactor.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Plus we don't even have the room. There's a special room you need so you can actually build those. So we're just gonna make do with solar power for now, which it'll be fine for our needs. We're not gonna have anything that's drawing heavily on power. Just a fabricator for the time being. Let's see, let's put some windows up here. That way we can see out a little bit more. It's a little less claustrophobic. Oh, there it is, fabricator, alright. Get our fabricator going. Put that here. We have power now, so we can officially use that. Let's see, where should we put? I think that's gonna fit there. See if we can put one over here. We'll put two, one for rare items and crafted items, and then we'll have the other kind of for just normal resources gathered from the planet. It's like Robinson Crusoe, you know? When you're stranded, best thing to do. Oh. Okay, we're gonna need a little bit more titanium and such. Well, let's go out and grab that real quick. Lots of titanium here around the wreck near us, which is good. There's also a couple fragments here we can scan.
Integrating new PDA data.
Scanner room will be good. We can use that to locate resources in the immediate area. Of course, the sea moth. Gonna need to build that. There we go.
New blueprint acquired.
We'll have to look and see what we need to build this. That's going to be our next priority after getting the base all set up. Realized we didn't put a foundation down, which is it's kind of important. I mean, you don't need it, it would seem, but it does give extra strength And it makes it look a little bit nicer. So we're gonna put, let's see if we can put a couple of these down. Oh. Probably help if we converted it into actual titanium, right? Okay, we'll get our radio here. That way, the only one we had so far was at the life pod.
Aurora, this is Sunbeam again. We just picked up a massive debris field at your location. I didn't know how many of you... I didn't know. We're now en route to your location. We're gonna bring you home. Sunbeam out. What
Thank
else
goodness.
can I say? The only time I parked a rig this big on a rock that small was in VR. And I blew it. It's a bad option, all right, but so are all the others.
Well, at least we know that he's coming for us. We only have to survive a week, roughly. In the meantime, we'll keep solidifying our presence here. Make sure we're good. We'll need a radiation suit, I found, to explore the Aurora, because there's currently massive amounts of radiation leaking from it after that explosion. Need a couple more things to fully prepare before boarding the Aurora, or at least trying to. I'm not sure what we'll find there, so we want to make sure we're well prepared for any hazards we might encounter. So the radiation suit, one of those things. Since we got our base set up too, I wanted to take some of those resources and transfer them over here. We're not going to be using the life pod much anymore. Yeah, we're sitting pretty nicely here so far. Got a lot of good basic resources. Some good rarer ones. I think we'll be good for a week. We could probably survive longer than a week if we needed to, but assuming he can land that thing, unlike the VR where he crashed, hopefully Sunbeam will take us off this rock, and any other survivors that happen to be here. I found these posters, which I was going to put up just to decorate a little bit more, you know, make it feel a little bit more homely. Also move the windows. So we'll put let's put a poster right here. And we got the windows we can look out of there. Not too bad, eh? As alien planets go, it's quite pretty here. I mean, I haven't visited many, virtually none. In fact, none, but. So our next order of business is going to be to build the mobile vehicle bay so that we can use that to build the Seamoth. There's quite a bit of resources here, so we're going to gather those, and then we'll be back. Alright. Collected our resources for the mobile vehicle bay and the Seamoth. See if this works. From what I understand, we need to place this up at the surface. We have to release it, so there we go. Should float to the surface and activate. And we can use that to craft the Seamoth. I believe it's supposed to open. Interesting. Okay, after much deliberation, found that you actually have to put it in your hotbar and then release it. So
of transport, but remember that swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels. Welcome aboard, Captain.
It's been a couple days since we built the sea moth. Went ahead and gathered some resources for the scanner room, as well as some upgrades here. Got some various chips we can use to increase the distance of the scanner room, reduce the time it takes for the scanner to work. These are quite useful. We won't use them quite right now, but I'll at least show you a bit how it works. We also have a chip. Basically, what you do is you use it here, scan stuff by selecting it, and then the scanner room emits a pulse, and it will show up on your HUD if you have the chip, which we created. You put it in your suit. So, like for example, Rex, then we put in the chip, and it'll show up on the screen where Rex are, or where Stalker Tooths are, or Gold is. So it makes it nice when you're trying to find a certain resource and you just don't feel like looking for it, you know? It's quite useful. Another thing we created is the grab trap. This is what we're going to use for our food. This thing's really handy. It just sucks in everything around it, and it makes it really easy to just kind of farm fish. So it's the next day, and I noticed that there's some wrecks near our base. Want to go explore those, see if we can find any useful resources, supplies, or maybe weapons to prepare us for our excursion to the Aurora. Wow. Something we created during a couple days after the sea moth was the laser cutter. I'm using this to cut through the doors here. Hope we don't find any like survivor bodies in any of these wrecks. It'll be a bit jarring to say the least. Let's grab some air. Propulsion can. Here we go. It's not quite a weapon. I mean, nothing is. The knife is really the only thing, but there's nothing else that's lethal, but that could come in handy for moving things if there's debris on the floor. We scan some of this furniture. We can put this in our base if need be. Sunbeam should be here maybe 4 days or so. Not entirely sure. That's kind of been working so hard. Keeping track of time has been a bit dicey, especially being underwater. Huh. Looks like we could have gotten in actually through there. Didn't even have to cut through. Oh, we can cut through this one. fast. That's right, you run. Oops. So one of the important reasons to have something like a sea moth is for the air. Ooh. Here we go. It's not too bad. Lightweight, high capacity tank. Should help us move faster. We already have a high capacity tank, I believe, but get a lightweight one. Let's get some extra titanium. Oh. Aha. Okay, this will be useful. We can get enough fragment scan. Because batteries, my goodness, I've been going through batteries so much. The battery, oh, modification station as well. That would help us modify our gear. I think we could take our tank actually and make that lightweight, high capacity tank, as well as other things. So the battery charger is one of the most useful things, I think, in this. Because then you can save your batteries. You don't have to keep creating them. When they're uncharged, you can just throw them in the charger, charge them back up to 100%, reuse them. There's another wreck here. This one's a little further out from our base. It's actually more towards the shallows where the life pod's at. As you can see, it's kind of in the kelp forest here. Jeez. Oh. It's eerie doing this at night, I tell you. Usually I don't explore unless the sun is out, you know. It's kind of alien planet exploration 101, right? Never explore at night. There doesn't seem to be much. Oh, okay, we've got a PDA at least.
Integrating new PDA data.
Degassi crew manifest. Huh. Looks like there's... Degassi's not us, we're Aurora. I've come across some other things too that have feeding my suspicions that there was another ship that landed here or crashed here. I haven't come across any places that are that show signs of this other crew, but except, you know, stuff like that, wrecks. Oh yes, this is that radiation I was telling you about. It's emitting from the Aurora. We're gonna need our lead suit to get past this and see our health dropping quite rapidly. This is kind of near the life pod area, believe it or not. It's not good too, that radiation might keep spreading, so if we're, I mean, I'm only gonna be here probably a couple, like I said, a few more days, but we might need to see if we can do something about that radiation. This is the large wreck, the one that's near our base.
Integrating new PDA data.
This is a very, very big wreck, so
New blueprint acquired.
I'm optimistic that we can find more battery charger fragment. Oh, like this one right here. And as well as the modification table, I'm hoping. There we go.
New blueprint acquired.
If we can get those set up, we're going to be sitting pretty. This looks pretty massive. We're going to have to watch our air, make sure we don't go too far and not be able to get back. We have to make sure too, it's kind of a maze in here, make sure we don't forget how to get back. Okay, before we explore that, let's head back and get some air. Make sure we remember how to get back. Oof, as you can see, it's a bit of a maze. It's only going to get worse the deeper we go. But certainly won't bore you with all that.
Land re-recorded distress call.
This is Officer Keene in Light Pod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land.
Dry land.
We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Holy shit.
Rendezvous coordinates corrupted.
Ah.
Transmission origin coordinates downloaded. Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Oh, dry land. Shoot, man. The Aurora expedition might have to wait. So transmission coordinates have been corrupted, but based on what he was saying, we got our compass. Maybe not entirely sure where it would be at, but do want to explore those clouds. Looks interesting. We'll have to put that on our to-do list.
This is Sunbeam. You know Aurora. We're from a little transgov on the far side of Andromeda, and we have a saying there. There's no bad without the good, no good without the bad. Sounds like you tasted a bunch of the former, but that only means you're overdue a whole lot of the latter. Might just be we're in. We're scanning for somewhere to park. We'll be in touch when we find it. Sunbeam out.
Thank goodness. It must be near orbit. We're gonna have to find that dry land at some point, though, because that's no doubt where he's gonna be parking. Landing. Probably should say landing besides parking, but I think we'll take the sea moth out, see if we can find some of this dry land that Officer Keaton, I believe, was talking about. These are the battery chargers. We made these. As you can see, they're charging tons of batteries because we've gone through a lot of them. So we're gonna let those charge up while we go exploring with the sea moth a little bit. So I've been exploring a little bit. I haven't found any dry land. I've gone sort of behind the Aurora because we haven't been over here yet. So figured I'd take the sea moth and check this area out at least. See what we can see. But so far, just nothing but the same old underwater stuff.